Grand Rising, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. It's your favorite health coach here, the Green Mother, back with another video. And today we're talking about the mighty sweet potato. This is one of my favorite fall/winter vegetables. You can just do so many different things with them, which is why I'm making this video. I want to show you three different ways that I like to eat my sweet potatoes. So let's go ahead into la cocina and get it started. So for this first meal, I'm making something really simple, just getting some sweet potato. I'm gonna get some black beans, some corn, cilantro, tomatoes, avocado. Make a little Mexican styled stuffed sweet potato. This meal is actually really easy and actually kind of quick to make. The longest part of this meal is literally just baking the sweet potato because you know they're kind of sturdy. So you gotta bake them for probably about 30 to 40 minutes, maybe a little bit longer depending on how big your sweet potato is. I'm gonna go ahead and just slice this little thing open and put it in the oven for about 40 minutes and then I'll get back to you. All right, so our sweet potato is baking. During this time, you can go do a little workout. You can prepare your other ingredients. You can just chill, you can take a nap. Okay guys, so the sweet potatoes are done. They are soft and tender. So now I'm gonna go ahead and warm up some black beans and some corn. You can skip the corn if that doesn't resonate with you. I like to add it mainly because I just really love the color. I'm gonna go ahead and warm those up. Should only take honestly like a few minutes. So I cut up about a cup of onions. I don't be measuring stuff in the kitchen sometimes. Sometimes I'll just be doing it. A good little handful of cilantro and then probably about half of a medium-sized tomato to make my pico or whatnot. And then we're just gonna put it into the sweet potato, add some guacamole to it, and then we're done. Super simple, super easy. Doesn't take that long. The longest part, again, is just baking the sweet potato. In terms of seasoning, so I'm not really doing any exact measurements. I'm kind of just doing everything by taste. So just starting out with a little bit of each at one time, and then just adding a little bit more as I go along. So the sweet potatoes are all done. The black beans and corn are all done. Now I'm just going to stuff my sweet potatoes. So some of y'all might think that this is a little bit weird, but I like to add a little bit of cinnamon to my sweet potatoes because it just brings out a nice little hint of extra flavor. So yeah, don't be afraid to add a little bit of cinnamon in there. Cinnamon is really good for regulating blood sugar, so go ahead and throw a little bit in there. Smell it? Smell good?
This is mine. This is yours.
Yeah, how'd you know?
How'd you know?
How'd you know? So I feel like it's really important to actually know about the food that you're putting into your body. So I'm just gonna go over a few of the benefits of sweet potatoes. So sweet potatoes are rich in an antioxidant called beta carotene. This is what gives the sweet potatoes their orange color. Your body actually converts beta carotene into vitamin A, which is good for your eye health and your skin health. And sweet potatoes are also just really good for boosting your immune system. And sweet potatoes are actually a prebiotic, which basically means that it feeds the bacteria in your gut. They're a really good source of fiber. And so this meal is actually pretty heavy in carbs, so I would suggest eating this before a workout because it'll digest pretty quickly and give you the energy that you need. Also, since this meal is pretty high in carbohydrates, I prefer to eat this meal for lunch rather than for dinner, just because I have pretty much all day to use all of the carbs and sugar that I've just put into my body rather than eating it for dinner and then going to bed shortly after. Alright y'all, today is the second day, or the next day, and I'm gonna be making some sweet potato pizza crust because who doesn't want sweet potato pizza crust? You know what I mean? It's just an extra way to get in another vegetable. So I'm gonna show you how I make that real fast. It's super, super easy because you know I'm all about simplicity. I like complex stuff sometimes, but when it comes to cooking, I wanna keep it as simple as I possibly can. So honestly, I would usually only use probably about 1 to 2 large sweet potatoes, like larger than these. But you're gonna take a knife, cuchilla, y tu skin peeler, and we're gonna scrape off the skin. right, once you finish peeling your sweet potatoes, you're gonna chop them up into fairly even sized pieces. We're gonna boil them on the stove top for like, I don't know, maybe 20-30 minutes until they're nice and tender. Alright guys, so the sweet potatoes are done. And now we're just gonna put them in a bowl, mash it up, add a little bit of oat flour, and I'm gonna show y'all that right now. Again, the cinnamon in the pizza crust, magnificent. You'll know what I mean when you taste it. Like, it's just like a little hint. You'll be like, is there cinnamon in here? Yes, there is. There is cinnamon. Now we're just gonna mix it up, and then we're gonna add our oat flour, form it into a little ball. I'm gonna show you all that anyways. As far as oat flour goes, I don't like weigh out the sweet potatoes. I don't necessarily get exact measurements for this one. So I just put in as much oat flour until it's pretty sticky and it's not like it doesn't still look like mashed yams. You'll know what I mean when you see it. Now let's get into actually forming our pizza crust. Really easy. Of course, like I said, I'm all about simplicity. So let's go ahead and get into it. Oh, and also as you're like mashing up your sweet potatoes and forming the dough, you can go ahead and preheat. You can go ahead and preheat your oven to about 350 degrees Fahrenheit. So this is what your sweet potato crust should look like. See how it's like pretty dough-like, you know, whatever. So here's when you can kind of start tapping into your creativity. You can make like little mini pizzas. You can make a deep dish pizza. You can just make a basic round pizza. I'm gonna go ahead and put this into my oven for probably about 15, maybe 20 minutes. Once it gets a bit more of a crust look and feel to it, then I'm gonna take it out. I'm gonna put my sauce and my toppings on it, pop it back in the oven for another like 15 minutes, and then we'll have a pizza. All right, you guys, we've made it to the third way that I like to use my sweet potatoes or eat my sweet potatoes. This time though, we are making a dessert. I'm making sweet potato brownies. Really easy, of course, super simple. Let's go ahead and get into la cocina. First, you're gonna wanna boil your sweet potatoes. All right, y'all, so we really only need a few things. So get your sweet potatoes. You really only need about maybe 2 to 3 cups. I used a sweet potato. It's a sweet potato that's about this size. So medium to largest in size. Get you some cacao powder. I get this from Walmart. Take about a cup to a cup and a half of oat flour or whatever flour you prefer. Chickpea flour if you want to add some protein in there, lentil flour. And then you're gonna take a little bit of honey. You're gonna take some cinnamon, and I'm gonna use a little bit of pumpkin spice that I made a few weeks ago. Smells so good. All right, now we're just gonna put it all in a blender and then we're gonna bake it. I forgot to tell you that you're also gonna need a little bit of almond milk or coconut milk or whatever type of milk you prefer, plant-based milk. I'm using about half a cup of milk, and if I need to add more, I will add more, but I just wanna make sure that it's not too like runny or not. So we're gonna start off with a little bit and then we'll add on as we go. Hashtag Wellness Club. You're gonna put your oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Get one of these dishes. Okay, and then we're gonna get a little brush. Get a little bit of olive or avocado oil, whichever one you prefer. If you have parchment paper, you can put parchment paper in here as well. Every time I've done it though, the brownie mix kind of sticks to the paper, so I'm just gonna put some oil down on it and then put the brownie batter in here. Tap into your inner artist and, you know, just start painting. We're gonna put the brownie mix in here. We're gonna bake it for about 20 minutes, 25 maybe, and then we'll be done. We're gonna have some brownies. You know, with no added white sugars and preservatives and chemicals and all that stuff. Literally just, it's like 5 to 6 ingredients, so can't beat that. If you like pumpkin spice, add it in there because it's like a little gingerbread brownie or something. All right, let's put it in the oven for about 20 minutes. So this is what your brownie should look like. Pretty brown. You gotta let it cool off for, I don't know, however long it takes for your brownies to cool off, but let it cool off. And then if you want to, you can end it right there. Your brownies are done. But I like to add some dairy-free vegan chocolate chips on top of my brownies just to top it off and make it look all chocolatey and glistening and shiny and whatnot. So I'll show you how I do that, and then that'll be the end of the video. All right, you guys, that is all for this sweet potato video. Cut up my brownies. Added a little bit of coconut shreds on there for fun. But yes, that is the end of this video. Like, comment, share, and subscribe for more. Make sure you hit the bell so you can get a notification every time that I post. I post videos every Friday. To grab a weekly meal planner if you need help sitting down and actually strategizing and planning your meals out efficiently. Make sure you comment below which of these recipes you're going to try, or if you're going to try all 3 of them. That's amazing. That is all for now. Ciao.